Hello and welcome to this month's Tarotscopes. This month I'm going to be doing the Tarotscopes a little differently than I did last month. So each sign will get one tarot card and one oracle card, and then I'm going to do a main spread for everyone. If you like this video, please give it a like and hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more videos like this. And if you'd like to check out my Etsy shop, Soul Journey Magics, the link to that is down below in the description along with the rest of my social media. If you'd like to purchase a personal reading with me over Skype or in person, you can go to my Etsy shop and I have a bunch of different options that you can purchase, and then I will contact you and set up a date. Be sure to comment down below if this message resonates for you and let me know if you like this style or if you'd like me to go back to what I did last month. Alright, off to the cards. So this month I'm going to be using the deck Tarot of Vampires. I have been extremely drawn to this deck as it's amazing for shadow work and bringing really intense and clear messages through. I'm really feeling like right now on the planet, shadow work is really what we're working on. We're releasing what no longer serves. We're looking at what we need to let go of. So I felt this was a really good deck and I was just really drawn to use it. The other deck I'll be using is the Goddess Guidance's Oracle cards, and I've also been drawn to this deck because it is spring, but I also feel like bringing that feminine new energy is going to be really important this month. So I'm going to be using this along with the Tarot of Vampires. So for this main spread, I'm going to connect to the energy of the collective conscious and kind of give some guidance on what we should let go of, what the main energies are, what's coming in, and so forth. And like I said, I will then follow that up with a tarot card and an oracle card for each sign so that you can kind of hone in on this message for you specifically. So the main energy for the month of May is the Nine of Knives, also known as the Nine of Swords. Now this seems like a really dark card. Oftentimes it is represented as the Nightmare card, and I can understand why this card would be coming up. A lot is going on the planet. A lot of people are perceiving the planet as being nightmarish. And we're really having a hard time really being okay with anything going on. In fact, we see so much disaster and toil going on the planet that we almost feel that there's nothing good on the planet. The Nine of Knives, though, is very important to understand on a deeper level, though, because the Nine of Knives is about the idea of it being a nightmare. The fact that it is the perception of something really bad happening. I think so much on the planet right now is a perception of how big it is compared to everything else. There's a lot of good on the planet, and a lot of what we're focusing on is what we are perceiving, what's on the news, what's in social media. If you're not focused on having a balance of those things coming in, it is going to seem like there's a lot worse things going on the planet than there are. I'm not negating the fact that things are really hectic right now, but again, it is a perception of that being out of balance. So it's really important this month that as you see things come through, as you see things feeling chaotic, it's important to shift your focus out of that perception. The nightmare is very scary until you realize you can wake up and that's not really what's going on. So it's important that we also bring in our focus into what we want instead of what we don't want. As that perception shifts, the vibration on the planet will shift as well. The Nightmare card can also feel like you are a victim or you are out of control. It is important to understand that that is the vibration you're holding, and therefore you will be attracting more of that into your life. As you raise in vibration, you will become a match to seeing things differently, but also having more peaceful, light experiences. So be aware of the vibration you're holding and what you're focusing on. So what's going to help us is the Five of Knives. Now, the Five of Knives or Five of Swords is, again, about thought. The swords are about thoughts. So the Five of Knives is about being conquered or conquering something else. So what I'm feeling is this, in conjunction with the Nine of Knives of overcoming this perception, is that you do have the power and the resources to shift this perspective. You can focus on what is good on the planet versus what is negative on the planet. So I feel like this is a confirmation that you can do this and that you can see the world for more than, this black and gray world that we have been told is happening. So be aware of that and know that you really do have this power. You have the power and the ability to shift what your perspective is, and also start shifting the vibration on the planet. So in the hinder spot, we have two cards. So we have the Ace of Knives, which is about making decisions and cutting through the bullshit, as I'd like to say. So what's going to hinder us is getting caught up in that story. Again, all Swords, all about thought. This month is really about where are your thoughts at? What thoughts are you allowing to stay in your mind? What are the thoughts you're allowing to be released? Are they serving you? This is about cutting the bullshit. And if you don't, you are going to keep getting caught up in that story. So be aware of the fact that you need to start making choices as to what thoughts are truly serving you. The second card in the hindrance is the Two of Skulls, which is about balance. And it can also be about finances. So you may be feeling like things aren't exactly how you want them. You may be feeling out of balance. So this is important to consciously make balance in your life. Make sure you are working the same amount as you're enjoying. Make sure you have that rest time for the working time. Oftentimes when we're stressed, we overwork ourselves or rest too much. This is about creating balance, which is going to create more peace and calm in your life. So be aware as you are shifting your thoughts that in your everyday life, you are also creating balance. So in the mind space, we have the Death card, and oftentimes the Death card can be a scary card if you don't know what it represents. The Death card is about transforming through releasing. So even though death feels like an ending, it's about a shifting into the next chapter. So even though things may be falling away and that might be scary, you're moving out of your comfort zone, this is a card saying that you are going to have a rebirth. It may feel like the falling away is happening now and the rebirth is in the future, but it will come. So be aware again of your thoughts. What do you need to let go of? What is it that you need to let die so that you can be rebirthed into a new being with different perspectives and a different drive for life? It's very important to allow the things that no longer serve, that they are laid to rest, and that you focus on the things that are new and light, and therefore helping to shift the vibration of the planet into a higher frequency. So in the physical card, what's really going on for you in the physical world, maybe with work or your body, is the Ten of Scepters, which is about taking on too much. So again, release what no longer serves. If there's something that's stressing you out that you really don't need to be doing, let it go. It's time to take a rest, know what you can handle, and step into a more healthy amount of things you're doing. This is so that you don't get so worn thin that you have no energy to do anything else. This is about knowing what you're capable of and allowing for yourself to release, again, the things that no longer serve. In the soul space is the Queen of Skulls, which I see as creating sacred space for yourself and creating a peace in the home and connecting to the earth. So as this time of releasing happens, step out into the earth. Allow yourself to be barefoot on the earth and release these things back into the earth. Say, whatever no longer serves me, I release back into the earth. I transmute this into the earth. And allow the earth to heal your body, heal your mind, heal your soul. This is also about creating quiet, peaceful space in the house. Allow yourself to have a space that is sacred to you, that is a comfort to you. Allow this balance in your life to be when you come home that you can rest, that you don't feel stressed, that you don't bring work home with you. Create the sacred space for yourself and allow your soul to rest, become peaceful, meditate, and connect to the earth. So the main energy for your mind, body, and spirit is the Eight of Scepters. The Eight of Scepters is about new things coming in quickly, new information coming in, and things changing quickly. This can mean new messages coming in. So I'm really sensing that all of these changes are going to be happening quickly. These are things that are going to be released. It is not a time to dilly-dally. It's time to look at what no longer serves, let it go, and move towards what feels good. So be aware of this. And the reason I say that and about what feels good is because the second card in here is the Ace of Grails, or the Ace of Cups, which is about self-love. It's about new spirituality. It's about connecting to your soul. It's about connecting to your emotions and allowing for them to be and to accept them and not judge them. This is also about new love, and so it can be about self-love, but it can also represent connecting with other like-minded souls, especially having to do with spirituality. So be aware of that spirituality coming in for you, of whatever that means to you, whether it's meditation or going to church or just spending time out in nature. It's very important that you connect into the ethereal, the world outside of the physical realm. It's important to create peace either within yourself or connecting to your guides. Whatever feels good to you, whatever feels sacred to you, it is time to connect to that. All right, so what we're letting go, and again, there's a lot happening, there's a lot falling away. We have spent so much time on this planet resisting this change that now the planet and the universe is no longer letting us make a decision in that. It's falling away and the awakening is happening. No one's going to get left behind. It's happening whether you like it or not. You're either going to leave the planet or you are going to shift in vibration. So we see the tower here. This means things are falling away. There's destruction so that new life can be birthed. I oftentimes see this in a lot of decks as a tree burning down in a forest, being struck by lightning, so that the new growth can grow up and get the sun underneath. So even though things are falling away with the death card and your thoughts and your perceptions, this card is showing you that the destruction is so that something can come together, falling apart so things can come together. That's very important to remember. So as these things happen, as we move out of Mercury retrograde and things start jumping forward again, remember, anything that's falling away is supposed to be. Do not hold on to it. Let it go. So here is a promise of rebirth next to the tower. So we have the Judgment card. So again, this is just the rebirth. So this is the promise of the fall away and the renewing. We don't have to feel that this falling away has to last forever as long as we release it. If we hold on to it, this is going to take longer than it needs to. But this is the promise of new things coming in. So that's very exciting. So what's going to be important as these things fall away is bringing in the Temperance. So this is, again, about balance and creating sacred space for yourself, but allowing for new things to come in as things fall away. If everything starts falling away, things are going to start feeling very intense. So allow, as these things fall away, start focusing on what you do want so that you can shift your perspective. And those things falling away will fall away more naturally if you don't resist it. So the energy coming in for us is the World, which is very, very exciting. And you see, it is the world. We are all one consciousness. The world is about things coming together, about things releasing, because we're going to start into the new journey of the Fool again. We are an awakening on the planet. We are shifting into a new vibration, and it's feeling very hectic because we've been in this comfort zone for so long. So the world here is completion. This is exciting. Things are coming together. Things are falling away. Things are being rebirthed. We are at the end of a chapter, an era. Let it happen. Let it culminate so that we can step into a new space. This is very exciting, a really beautiful card, so this is definitely something to look forward to. So after the World card, we have the Ace of Scepters, which again is new life, new birth. Oftentimes the Ace of Scepters can represent literal conception, like things being created and made new. This is the starting of energy. This is the new path. So this is really like the end and the beginning. There's a lot of ending, beginning right now. So allow that shift to happen. So underneath the Ace of Scepters, we have the Prince of Scepters, which is also known as the Knights. So it's important that we understand that there's a lot of action happening. The Knights are about moving forward and fast energy and whatever energy they have, and this is the Wands, this is the Scepter. So this is a lot of moving forward, action, creation. So this is the time to step into that. This is not a time, again, to dilly-dally. We're not, in the, this isn't the Prince of Pentacles. This is the Prince of Scepters. It's time to move forward. It's time to move quickly. And so the final card that's coming in that's going to be assisting in this world in the Ace of Scepters is the Hierophant. So again, it's time to step into the sacred. It's time to step into what feels good and what feels good to your soul. This I also see as tradition. So this might be a good time to step into more organized practice for yourself. I don't necessarily mean organized as in religion. I mean organized. Make sure you meditate every day. Make sure you pull cards every day. Connect to your guides or your spirit or your soul, or just quiet the mind on a regular basis. This is about creating practice for yourself. So this is going to be really helpful for you, because not only will you be connecting with yourself and know what to let go of, and it's going to feel less traumatic, but you will also start finding there's more peace and balance in your life through bringing in tradition and practice into your space. So that's the overall reading for the month of May. I'm now going to pull a card for each sign along with an oracle card.